use social media, and this goes beyond Twitter, how do you use social media to know more and get to know more about your market? How do you use social media to know more about your customer base? I know there's analytics. I know there's ways to figure out who they are in terms of demographics. But just in general interaction, how do you figure out who the target customer is from a social media standpoint? Anybody?
Go ahead.
Oh, no, you can go ahead.
I was just going to say, I mean, I have done some analytics, and on our blog, for instance, if I just write about a product, we'll get 50 hits, 100 hits, who knows. If I start with TJ and I fell in love over this wine, and like start with a story about us, a true story. I'm not making this stuff up. One time I did say we had a salmon dish and paired it with rosé, and we didn't, because we were not home all week. But for the most part, it's totally 100% true. If I put a nugget in there about how we met or our kids or how we're using this in our life, it'll skyrocket. So many more, they want to know about us. They love to hear about the wine, sure, but it's just wine. They want to know about our personal connection to it. So analytics helps with that, to be able to see those sorts of things. Retweets really do help to see. I think our #1 retweet was when I put on there that my son poured out mouthwash and said, "That's a little bit for my homies." And, it was a huge retweet. It has nothing to do with wine, but I got so many followers.
But it gives
after
Urban
that.
Grape a personality.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're an authentic person behind it. You're not a machine tweeting. It's you, and people know it's you.
Right.
Interesting.
So retweets help. I don't know. I'm not a big. I just see sort of what sticks, kind of.
See what sticks. Okay. Jeannie?
That, and also listening. Listening is huge. Like, you have the ability to do it through social media, so why not take advantage of it and really sort of pay attention to kind of like what Hadley said, what resonates and what people are retweeting and responding to, but also, what are they saying? What are people asking for? What do people want to know? And luckily, through social media, we have the capability to do it.
Mm-hmm.
For us, I guess it's a lot based on locations, like where we have the local locations, and a lot of those happen to be in college areas. We have one right down the street from Emerson, and one by Berkeley College of Music, just by different colleges, by Georgetown down in DC. Mm-hmm. And so just knowing that is our big fan base, and burritos are big with college kids anyway, because they're not too expensive. And me, everybody. But that's the thing also, is they really are big for everything. I mean, we even see people at the location right next to Emerson, by the Boston Commons. It's in the theater district, and we see people who are dressed in these nice clothes about to go to the theater, and they come in for a burrito. And I would never think that they would be our target customer for burritos, but sometimes there's long wait at the fancy restaurant down the street, but they're not necessarily on Twitter. So a lot of it for us is the college students, the families and the moms that are coming into our Natick and Wellesley locations, the more, rural locations. They aren't necessarily on Twitter. So for us, it really is just knowing that a lot of it is the college audience, I guess.
Okay.
And to follow up on something that Tom said, I love looking at pictures. It was really funny because I was looking at just a few tweets that we had that were also linked to Instagram, and looking at what people tagged for Brookline Booksmith. Mm-hmm. And there were about 4 pictures of basically, I'm going to say, late teens, 20-somethings, with our tentacle fingers, these little squid things. And it was just hilarious, because I'm like, this is what, people are taking pictures of in the bookstore. This is the kind of thing I should be focusing on. If people love that, then I will give it to them as long as they tell me about it. So that's the kind of thing.